Hello, friends. Welcome to In My Car. I am your friend, Sean Starr. Good to see you, and I hope you enjoy seeing me with my hair that will be coiffed later today. Very busy day. Getting my booster shot today. Getting my third shot. And I don't care what shot I get. I just want it. I am all about ending this bleeping pandemic as quickly as I can. And I'm just going to do my part. Call me a sheep. Call me a soft. Call me unmasculine. I hope it makes you feel better to stand on my shoulders and call yourself tall while shooting the rest of us down because of your own beliefs, all right? Canada's not a free country anymore. I digress. Let's talk Montreal Canadiens, baby. Back in action for the first time since Jan 1. This time, taking on the rival Boston Bruins, right? Like, I ask you, Montreal-Boston rivalry, what's the first moment that comes to your mind? Chara Pacioretty, right? Like, I go back to Reggie Lemelin stonewalling the Montreal Canadiens. God, I hated that Bruins goaltender. Andrew Ference beating Tom Pyatt with Tom Pyatt's own elbow pad. Great moments in the rivalry between the Montreal Canadiens and Boston Bruins. Last night, however, my friends, will not go down in the history books as one of the greatest games in the storied rivalry between Montreal and Boston. And, you know, I found it funny. The other morning, I was telling my partner, Connor McKenna, on the TSN 690 morning show, when he asked me what I want to see from the Canadiens Wednesday when they play in Boston. You know what my answer was? My answer was, I want to see AHL-level energy from NHL players in Boston on Wednesday. That's what I wanted. I really did, because we were talking so much about, wow, look at these young bucks trying to make positive impressions and make a name for themselves while the experienced veteran Canadian players were just slogging and dragging their feet and showed no interest in wanting to be competitive. So for the first 14 minutes in Boston last night, I thought we got high energy. I thought the care meter was up there. I thought it was significant. It was noticeable. And then it hit the fan when Brad Marchand scored 2 goals 15 seconds apart in the first period. And you know the Habs are in a bad spot when a guy like Marchand, who's a great player, sees holes in the Canadiens' defensive structure. He jumps on the ice and boom, exploits that hole and makes it 1-0. 15 seconds later, it's 2-0. And as I said, Brad Marchand for me is a Hall of Famer, a first ballot Hall of Famer. But this Habs team is an absolute mess. They had zero scoring chances in the first period last night. And we know they competed for 14 minutes in Boston. But man, the bar is so low. That's what we're talking. We're talking about positives. So some guys look like they cared. That's a positive for a professional hockey team. Look, the only goal scorer last night was, I think, everybody's favorite player in the 5-1 loss in Boston. Michael Pezzetta. This guy, the one guy who brought it last night. Here's Michael Pezzetta.
At the blue line, Kulak, the shot, and hit a body. Here's Pezzetta, scores!
Good for him.
Michael Pezzetta turns and burns one past Ullmark, and it's 4-1.
And of course, right, for like a guy like Pezzetta, there's only one way to play, and that's the way he approached last night's game. Banging bodies, aggressive on the forecheck, fighting when you need to fight.
I'm a young guy. I mean, obviously I started in the AHL this year. I'm battling to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens every single day. I want to be on this team. I want to be in the NHL. So there's no easy days for me. There's obviously new guys coming in, guys coming back from injury, and it's just like I want to play on this team. So I'm trying to do everything I can.
So yeah, you hear Michael Pezzetta talk about exactly what he needs to do. He knows it. He knows it. He knows how he needs to play. So the team has 7 wins in 35 games. We know they're bad. Well documented. You know it. Your sister knows it. So what the hell is Yoel Armia doing? What's he doing? Your first game back since January 1st. All eyes are on you. All eyes are on your team. In over 13 minutes of ice time last night, Armia was a -2 and had no shots on goal. Here's his coach, Dom Ducharme, after the game.
Tonight, I don't think he had his best game. And, we're going to be looking at it. We know what he can do. We saw it before. And we need everyone to be playing up to their potential for sure.
I love that from Dominic Ducharme. I love it. Don't be scared. Call it like you see it, Dom. And good on him for calling out Yoel Armia, right? So what does Yoel Armia want? Does he want out? Does he no longer want to be a part of the Canadiens? And who wants him? He's got 3 years left on his contract at $3.4 million per season. So if you're a veteran player, right, don't you want out? Like, don't you want to go play for a competitive team with a chance at winning the Stanley Cup? So I ask you again, who wants Armia? How can Armia look at Pezzetta after last night's game? Pezzetta leaving it all out there on the ice. A young guy trying to make a name for himself, while a veteran who's getting paid, by the way, is out here coasting. And coasting isn't all the same. It's not all created equally. Like, there's a difference, right, between a guy, let's say, like Brendan Gallagher, who you could say, oh, man, doesn't look like he's the vintage Brendan Gallagher. Maybe he's coasting. And there's a difference between Gallagher coasting and Armia coasting. Like, who has earned a reputation for hard work, while the other earns a reputation for making you want to pull your hair out of your head? So there's no doubt in my mind, if Jeff Gorton is watching this and analyzing and assessing, someone like Yoel Armia has to leave. If the care level and the desire to compete isn't there, merci, salut, le visite, c'est temps. Bye-bye, merci, bye-bye. And that means Yoel Armia. And whatever the Canadiens can get, asset management, go out there and do your best. And the Montreal Canadiens will pick it up, and they're off to Chicago to play the Hawks at 8:30 tonight on TSN 690. And then they're in Arizona on a Monday afternoon, which, by the way, speaking of Arizona, they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs last night. So the worst team in the National Hockey League, your Montreal Canadiens. And that's where we're at. In the Car with Starr, brought to you as always by Poutineville Vaudreuil Dorion. Poutineville Vaudreuil Dorion open today for lunch, dinner. Call it in, go pick it up. Uber Eats, DoorDash, no doubt, fully available. Ash Gregoire, Chaminade Nissan, 4299 Autoroute 440 West in Laval. No inventory issues at all. And when you get into your Nissan, you're driving to K-Stop Gas Bar in Deppener. Premium gas, discount prices, and get your snacks and your beverage game on at K-Stop Gas Bar and Deppener, Highway 138 in Ganawage, as you get ready for NFL Wildcard Weekend.